What I thought, so we just passed the mic around, so we'll keep it a bit informal. I just thought I'd respond to some of the things that came up from the other speakers, which were really interesting for me. One of the things I said during my speech was the idea of young people finding it challenging to have to seamlessly interchange between their different backgrounds, sometimes multiple times in the same day. You go to school, you go to work, you come back, and it's a different setting and context at home. You meet family, you're at a social gathering, and the way you behave, the way you interact, the way you speak has to change in all of those contexts and situations. But I was talking to Andrea during dinner, and I thought, that's true, you do need to interchange between those, but don't leave your other half or your other third behind completely. When you go to work or when you go to school, don't only be Australian to the extent that you're leaving the other half of your culture behind. What I think is really important for young people is to try and blend them together so that the influence, the values, the ideas, the perspective that you gain from being part of that culture feeds into the way you talk, into your conversations, into your beliefs. The interchanging is more in terms of social convention and behaviour, but I think what's really important is that young people are given the freedom and the space to see how their cultures blend and how they can bring them together. So when I'm at work, I work for World Vision Australia, and my role involves a lot of public speaking to young people, and to young people in Canberra who are almost sheltered in some way, to try and open their eyes to the challenges that we face in our world in terms of global inequality, poverty, hunger. And so when I'm trying to get them to think about something that they've never experienced, I often need to share some of my personal experiences and how my parents fled war, how there were times that the only light or electricity my dad had to study up until year 10 was just from a kerosene lamp. Their school didn't even have electricity. So feeling comfortable about sharing those aspects of your life in all, if that makes sense, sharing all of those other cultural aspects in your day-to-day life. And I think that's a challenge for a lot of young people, but it's something that we should encourage them to do. Often parents can push them in one way or the other, so be Australian, remember to live in the real world, or don't forget your roots, and trying to enforce them too strictly. We want to find that balance, and I think one really important thing is to not leave one another behind. That way.